Hey there, what's going on? We're going to do a little bit of a different session today. As you can see, I have some egg shakers in my hand and I got some soccer balls. Well, guess what we're going to do today? We're going to juggle. We're going to learn how to juggle a little bit with our hands and with our feet. And there's different ways to do this, different ways to explain it, so we're going to do that here for you. Hope you enjoy this, something a little different. Yes, it's still music related because when you juggle, you have to be in rhythm. Therefore, we could still say it's music related. Of course, we got our Olympic shirt on. Olympics are about to start, so we're getting in that mood. I hope you're getting psyched for that as well. All right, so let's do juggling with our hands. We're going to start off with just one up to yourself. Throw it up like this. Use your right hand if you're righty, or your left hand if you're lefty. Just make sure you can catch it. That's the first step. And then you're like, really? This is boring, just up to yourself. Well, that's the first part of it. You got to take baby steps before you can walk and then run with it, right? So that's one. Okay, now we're going to throw two up to ourselves. Right? One in each hand. Make sure you can catch it. Right? We're juggling right now. We have one or two. When it really gets cool is when you get to three. We've learned how to do three by doing a simple little letter in the air. All right, so you got two. Now we can take a stop. You have a third egg shaker. We're going to pretend to make an X in the air. So it's like you're kind of going up, 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 almost like you're making an X. So that's how we've done it. Here we go. Let's try it. Pretty cool, right? Try to keep it close to your body so you're not running away from yourself. Nice job. Very cool. So we just did one up to yourself, then we did two up to yourself, and we added a third one and made the X in the sky, right? Very cool. So that's how you could juggle with your hands. Now you could do this with egg shakers like we have. You could do that with maracas, with bowling pins, with any sort of ball, really anything that you can get three of that are. It's easier to do ones that are all the same shape, but it's okay if you have something that is not always the same shape. It just makes it a little bit more challenging to catch and throw, but we like to use ones that are round. It's easier to catch that way. Good stuff. So now we're going to head over and do some cool juggling activities with our feet. Yes, you can juggle with your feet with soccer balls. All right, so here we go. I'm going to take this soccer ball. We're going to do a quick little juggle. Very simple one. If you've never done this before, that's okay. You learned something new, right? So a quick way to get juggling is to just pick the ball up and drop it to your foot and just kick it back up to yourself. That's the first part of juggling. You don't want to kick it out, because then if I kick it out, it's coming right at you. That's not a good thing. That means you're not juggling. You're just kicking the ball out, which is good if you're trying to score a goal or pass it to somebody. But when you're trying to juggle, you want to kick it close back to your body. Now how I do that is I point my leg sort of like this, not like this, because if I point it like this, the ball is going out. If I point it like this, it's coming back to me. So if you can see it from the side, if I'm pointing out, I'm shooting. If I'm pointing it back to myself, that means the ball is going to come back to me. So here we go. Again, use your most dominant foot. I'm a righty. I can use my right and left foot very well, but I prefer my right. So I point my toe and foot back to myself, and I kick it back to myself. That's a great way to start juggling. So you can eventually do this. All right, so here's a second way to start juggling with your feet. You take the ball on the ground and you lift it up to yourself. So I'm going to take this a little bit further back, and I lift it up to myself. Now see what I did there? I lifted it up, and now I have it trapped against my shin, and then you can start juggling that way. Very cool, right? So let's try it again. Get your foot underneath it, like you're about to flick it away, but instead of flicking it away, bring it up, and then curl your foot back right back to you. So it comes back to you like that. Well, not every time it works. See, that's a good way to start juggling. And if you want to just get into it, you could just go whoop and pop it up and start juggling. Very cool. So that's another way. Here's another cool way to start juggling. Put the ball in between your feet and literally jump up in the air with the ball in between your feet. Like this. And then you can start juggling. What's cool about juggling is playing soccer, you can use any part of your body except your hands when you're playing soccer. So you can use your chest, your knees, your head, even your shoulder, right? Your thigh, your calf, whatever you can try to hit off of course, your feet. All right, so that's another cool way to start. Another way to do it, in addition to just taking it in between your legs and jumping like we did, you could take it in between your legs, and instead of jumping, have the ball like more at your ankle. You take the ball and you put it more towards the edge of your feet, so you can see it like this. And then you literally do a little pop and you pop it up. So instead of jumping like the other one, the ball's more at your ankles there. We're going to make it go to the sort of the top of our foot now. And all you're going to do is do a little squeeze your feet in together. So sideways it'll look like this. See that little pop? A little pop, and then you can start juggling from there. That's another cool way to do it. So let's review those last two ways. Oh, ball's in between your legs. This is more at your ankles, and you jump with it. You jump with it, and the ball goes up in the air. You start juggling. Here's another way that we just did. I'll show you sideways. So instead of at your ankles like we just did, we're going to move it to the tips of our feet. Stand here like this, and then turn your toes in like that. So you're just going to go like that. Ready? And then it goes up, and you start juggling. Pretty cool, right? Now, these other ones we're about to do are a little bit more complex. This next one is the easier one out of the more complex ones. So you're going to take the ball, you're going to roll it back to yourself. Usually you roll it back to the same foot that you want to start juggling with. So you take the ball on the bottom of your foot, you roll it back, and then you pop it back up. This is a very common way to start juggling, but if you're not used to rolling it back and kicking it up to yourself, it can be challenging. Right? So let's try it again. Roll it back with your foot, pop it up. Right? And you can juggle back and forth like I'm doing. Very cool, right? So that's another way to do it. Roll it back and pop it up. Here's another one. I like this one. It's interesting. It might take a little bit to do because it doesn't always work on the first try. And that's okay. It's a great example to show you that not everything works on the first try, but it doesn't mean we stop. It means you keep going, trying your best, right? So let's do it. This one, we're going to take the ball. Since I'm predominantly righty, I prefer my right foot. I'm going to put the ball in front of my left foot on this part of my foot, the inside part, not the outside, the inside part of my left foot, like this. Then I'm going to take my right foot and my heel and kick it into myself pretty much. And when I do that, my left foot's going to kind of lift it up as I'm kicking with my right heel into my left foot. So this might be a little confusing, but it goes something like this. Right? And I did it on the first try. Very nice. That doesn't always work on the first try. All right, so, right? Get your foot like this. I'll show you from the side. Take my other foot, heel it. Take your heel and heel it into your foot where the ball is sitting at right now. And while you're doing that, it's almost like you have to lift your foot up a little bit as you do it. And the ball pops up. So, right, just like that. Pretty fun. It's a little more challenging. Here's yet another challenging one that doesn't always work. All right, so this is involving sort of like crossing over your body. So you can sort of think of it as like an airplane movement almost. So you're going to take the ball, since I'm right-footed, right, with my right under my right inside part of my foot. Just like we did with the last one, we used our left foot to kind of guide it up after we kicked it into our heel. We're going to take our right foot, that same part of the foot, go over the ball with our left foot, and then try to pop it up with our right foot. Very interesting. So, kind of go like this and then pop it up. And that's another way to start juggling. It's a little more complicated. It's easier to do this if somebody passes you the ball. So if somebody passes you the ball and it's rolling towards you, you can flick it up a little bit easier that way. So you might even want to try that. This could be combining this one and flipping it up like we did earlier, and just sort of pretend like somebody's passing it to you. Step over it, right, and then flick it up with your back foot. Let's try it again. Right? Sometimes I hit it into my calf. It's okay. Right, there you go. There's a juggle right there. Good stuff. I like it. It's challenging. It's a good thing to try though. Pretend like somebody's passing it to you, flick it up behind your leg and start juggling. All right. Now this last one is really challenging. Now, if you're having a hard time with any of these, that's okay. Practice makes it better every time you do it. The more you do something, the better you get at it. If you really have the mindset and the work ethic to try to do it. All right, so this last one is really tricky. It's called a rainbow. I'm going to show you sideways here. I'm going to take my left foot, put it up against the ball like this. I'm going to take my right foot, same idea, but my left foot is actually not going to stay like this. It's going to point like this. It's going to be sort of not horizontal, not vertical, in between. So it's not going to be flat like this, it's going to look a little bit like this. So it's going to look like this. Got to leave it open and wide. I'm going to take my right foot, roll the ball up onto my left leg. See what I'm doing? Taking the right foot, rolling the ball up onto my left leg. And I'm going to jump. And as I'm jumping, my left heel is going to kick the ball up in the air. That is going to create a rainbow. The idea is to get it to go over top your body, therefore the rainbow. Sometimes it doesn't always do that. Sometimes it's just a half a rainbow, and that's okay. It's a good way to get the ball up in the air, start juggling with your feet. Here we go. Left foot like this, not straight like this, but a little bit open. Right foot's going to roll it up to our left leg, and as we do this, we're going to jump and use our left heel to kick it up in the air. And the idea is to get it to go around our body. Looks like a rainbow, right? Like this. Here we go. See how high I got that? That was a half a rainbow. See if I can get it to go all the way over. Very nice. So there's different ways to start up a juggle, right? That's a fun rainbow. It's probably the most challenging one because you want to make sure you get it up. Start juggling. Wow. Amazing. So let's do all review, starting with egg shakers with hands. Get your egg shakers if you haven't had them in a bit. Try to pick them up. Start with one. Let's go to two. So you're getting in rhythm. It sounds like ch, ch, ch. All right, let's do the third one. Make an X across your body, right? Like X. Try to keep it close to your body so you're not running away from your place. The idea is to stay stationary and throw them in such a way that they come right back to you. Good job. Now we're going to put them down. Let's do our juggling with our feet now. Starting with our hands and just dropping it. And kicking it back up to yourself, right? Having your foot pointed towards you. Right? It's good stuff. All right, nice. Okay, here's another one. Remember we did this. We're just going to jump. Ball in between our legs, at our ankles, jump up in the air, and that starts a juggle. Here we go. All right? Very nice. Okay, this time, ball on the tippy toes, and we're just going to point our toes in like that, and the ball will pop up just slightly for us to start juggling. Right? Pretty easy. Very nice. Okay, here's another one. We're going to roll the ball back to ourselves, and then flick it up, right? Just like that. Roll the ball back, flick it up. On the bottom of our foot, roll it back and flick it up. Okay, another one we did was taking the ball underneath our foot, putting our foot underneath it, and then lifting it up to ourselves, like this. I can get it to stay there. If you can't, that's okay. Keep practicing. Lift the ball up and then start juggling from there. Just like juggling with your hands, you want the ball to come back to you, not away from you. Otherwise you're getting a crazy workout running after the ball, and it's not in control that way. This way you're more in control of the ball. Very nice. Okay, here come the more difficult ones for juggling. We already rolled it back and kicked it back up. Now we got this one. Remember this one. Left front toe. Our right leg is going to heel it. Our right heel is going to heel it into our left foot. As that's happening, we sort of jump, ball pops up. Nice. Very nice. Sweet. Awesome. All right, got a couple more. The other one is, pretend like someone's passing it to you. Instead of going like this and rolling it up to yourself, you could try this. Roll it to yourself, step over it, like this, and then flick it up with your right foot. Right, and that starts a juggle too. All right, the hardest one, left for last, the rainbow. Left foot, not straight out, but more open like that. Right leg, gonna roll the ball up onto my left leg. As this is happening, I'm jumping, and I'm gonna kick it with my left heel up and over around me for rainbow. Or if you get a half a rainbow, that's a great way to start juggling. Here we go. Very nice. Great stuff. Really appreciate you trying juggling with egg shakers with me, using your hands, using your feet to juggle, getting in rhythm. Something a little different today. It's good to tune in. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's Mr. Jim. Have a great day. Stay nice and cool, because man, it is hot out there. And be ready for the Olympics coming to you soon, or coming to you right now, depending on when you're watching this. Peace and love. Bye-bye.